Today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox is brought to you by Casa D'Angelo, with locations in Fort Lauderdale, Boca Raton, and Aventura.
Hold the mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim sauce with the awesome bay with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Once again, we're at home, but that's okay. We have plenty of fodder and topics to discuss that is on the table today. I'm very happy to let everybody know there are no rats in my kitchen anymore. That has been scooped up, but the traps have been rebaited, and the good news is apparently the rat who infiltrated our kitchen the other night does not have any brethren or sisters or cousins. That the both traps last night empty this morning, so that's good news. No need to call out Jeff Wines here. I don't have to brawl with him. Defo, how are you doing today?
I couldn't be better, man. Great to be here. Just finished off a walk of life. It was very nice. It started raining when I first went out there. I did a quick about face, and then I said, you know what, let me just do it. And then it turned out to be very nice. So happy to be here. I'm on my second Budweiser, and I'm putting a meal here. I'm eating something totally disgusting, and I love it. I can't get enough of Chinese house mustard, and I'm actually eating it on like squares of cheddar cheese.
Oh my God. That's
And you know what? It couldn't be any more satisfying. It absolutely is like the best snack I've ever. There's nothing in the fridge. That's going to be the title of my next book. There's nothing in the fridge.
That's not the title.
Fridge, yeah. You should do a food book called "There's Nothing in the Fridge."
No, actually, that's not the title of my book. My title is "There's Everything in the Fridge." I accumulate all these leftovers from going to
I mean, I don't even want to look at Lubie's refrigerator.
No, it's a little bit less these days because with the pregnant lady can only eat so much and her appetite's up and down. That my fridge is actually, I was gonna say, it's as close to barren as it's been since we've started doing the video portion of the show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, speaking of what's
you've seen Lubie leave places. I mean, with like bags and bags of food. I mean,
no,
it's like he just pulled off the Lufthansa job. And I would hope that you had a secondary refrigerator. I didn't notice that when I was at your house.
We do not. No.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I have to sort of limit things, especially with cheese all over the place.
So, speaking of what's in the fridge, I was very happy to come back from the gym this morning and find a full tray of Tom T's lasagna in my fridge.
Wow.
And this is a little bit of a story.
That's a rare treat.
Val and Tom just did a business transaction. I don't know, for people who are fans of Tom Tanazzini and his Louisiana Kitchen, which has now become like a mobile food service where he prepares the food.
How's he pulling it off, man? He's and he's got car problems. I love this guy.
Well, he no longer has car problems. That's what the.
Oh, he got a new car? Oh, yeah.
Well, if you just let me finish, the point is that the Tom T had car trouble, but he has this why he likes to make these weekly drops. People love his food. His gumbo is fantastic, red beans and rice, and he makes his home style lasagna because he grew up in Hollywood in an Italian family. He makes it with crepes. I love the lasagna. Anyway, Val had a used car for sale from her business that got turned in, and as fate kismet would have it, they were able to strike a deal. So Tom now has a working vehicle that he will be able to deliver and make his deliveries and drops, which is great news for food lovers throughout South Florida. And part of the deal was we must get 1 tin of lasagna and 1 muffaletta every month with the payment. So. Not a bad deal, if you tell me. So, all right. Meanwhile, some mystifying things. The numbers yesterday for the home show were really good, considering that we discussed IV drips and also had pictures of dead rats, which I don't know what the moral to that story is. I guess people here are maybe sick and tired of food, but we will not be showing any more pictures of dead rats or half-eaten bananas. Today, we're going to be, I guess, want to find from Defo. I understand you had kind of a dining disaster last night, or something that would have made the people in Let's Eat very happy or unhappy, or what exactly happened?
I don't want to go into too much detail. Not a good experience. Let's put it that way.
Well, I heard you talk about it on the morning show, and it kind of intrigued me, the fact that it seemed like, and we don't have to name the place.
Place was fine. You know what? I'm still a fan of the place. Revelry. Just had a very disjointed service experience with what was coming out of the kitchen.
And that was it part of the happy hour festivities, or what was
A little bit of both.
little bit of both? So I understand that you had like a mixer situation where the grapefruit juice seemed to flow freely when you're at the bar asking the bartender, but once you hit the table, the grapefruit juice mysteriously vanished unless you were ordering one of their fancy high-end cocktails. Is that correct?
It's very strange, I would have to say. I'm not one to complain. It wasn't like call a manager over, but from there, that was the highlight, and everything went downhill in terms of the service aspect from there.
It's
So
just
I'm wondering now, are they being managed by the same people that run Houston's? Because like,
I think they're making a nice effort. I don't want to knock the place.
all right, all right, all right.
Well, I was gonna ask Mayo because I'm sure that's not the servers and like everything Defo said I've never heard of before. So as Defo was saying that this morning, I was like, is that not like, do people portion out juices and realize, oh, we're running on them, so let's stop, like pretend we don't, like like once someone has juice in their glass, it's sort of hard to go the other way. Like I don't understand, like the whole experience Defo had. We've run into a lot of weird stuff in our experiences and what you read on Let's Eat, but like they were giving him grapefruit juice when he did the happy hour. Then after that, you wanted the same drink, but now you could only have it in like their specialty cocktail. Like I don't understand. Like I've never heard of that. Sometimes they don't have grapefruit juice. It's they don't always have pineapple juice. That's fine. But if they have it, they have it. Like I've never heard of that before. Like, is this something you've ever like? I'm so when he was talking about it, I'm like, and I wasn't even mad at the servers for it. I'm sure it didn't come from them, came from on high. I just didn't understand it. Like I've never heard of that before.
They could be just running low on the stuff, and they want to keep it for their fancy cocktail where it's a necessary ingredient. Now, I would explain it that way. Although,
Gotta piss you
I don't know
off.
how many of those particular. You would think that whatever the source of their grapefruit juice, whether they're fresh squeezing it, and I don't even know if it's grapefruit season. I haven't seen. I can't eat grapefruit because of my medical conditions. I'm on the statins for the high cholesterol. So that's one thing that they warn you is like, do not eat a grapefruit. Do not have grapefruit juice. If you do, it will kill you instantly. So I guess it's good to hear that Defo does not have any of these cholesterol issues and not on these meds, because I haven't had a grapefruit based cocktail in I guess it's going on 10 years now.
Oh,
And
jeez.
grapefruit and vodka, though, a very fine drink because it's tart, right? It's not too sweet. Is that why you're attracted to it?
It's a nice combo.
Just happen to like it.
Okay, that's it. That's a good reason. All right, and so it's always odd when you things that kind of defy logic. The fact that you could get something 1 minute, and it's one thing if it's 86th, but
Well, I was gonna say, like, if they've run out of it, okay. But they tell them we don't have it, and then Defo was watching the guy pour it at the bar.
right for the fancy cocktail.
No one wants
So
to hear that. Like,
these things, and that's what it's all part of the frustrations of going out to eat and drink these days, but that's all right. So let's go on to I guess, well, once we're on the kind of negative vein, I don't know if anybody caught this. There was a post that I ended up taking down, but it actually has been getting some media coverage. A restaurant in Boca Raton named Le Rivage. It was a French restaurant that was in business for almost 2 decades, 20 years. Well, what happened was the original owner got sick and sold it a couple of years ago to a couple from Paris, and they took over the French restaurant. It's in Boca Raton, and they ended up closing the restaurant and leaving a very bitter parting shot message on Facebook and social media about why they closed. The reason why I had it up on Let's See. I initially improved it, but then I didn't read the full text, and I think they unnecessarily dragged religion into it, even though they are also of the same religion, and it's the religion that all three of us are. But in this day and age, it just seemed needless to bring in any of that, and that's why I removed it from the group, because it could only foment some ugliness. But the basic gist of it was, you people in Boca are entitled and suck, and you wanted us gone, and you wanted us. So basically, they said they weren't exactly warmly embraced when people learned that there was an ownership change, and people started very much like turning against them, and some people, they said, just would like complain and want their money back, and would some people ran out of the restaurant without paying, they said, even though these people could hardly walk. They also said people complained about everything, including the bread. And then basically their parting shot was, for all you people who wish we would be gone, you got your wish, goodbye. Now,
Where are they from? Where were they from?
they said they were from Paris. They were a French couple.
Straight from Paris?
Yeah, well,
From Paris to Boca?
I don't know the full details, and the woman had kind of a Russian or kind of Eastern European surname, so maybe she came from someplace else and went to Paris and met I don't know the background.
I don't care. I'm only asking that because you and I talked about this the other day, and it's something Defo has ingrained in my head for now, Jesus, 15 years, literally July 10th, 2010. We started working together. South Florida. And as we've done this show, I've learned Boca is like literally the epitome of South Florida for this. Is not like any other market, any other region in the world. Okay. Like people and the radio business was a microcosm of this, because people would come from Philly and LA and Chicago and think they knew radio. And we would laugh at them. We're like, that crap you do up there will not work here. Like South Florida is just freaking, like, if you look at the people that made in South Florida, they are very different, very creative, very original. Like the cookie cutter sports talk crap that works in like Detroit doesn't work here. And I've learned that feels like the rest of everything. It's like South Florida is very different than any other market, not in America, not in Florida, in the freaking world. It's just really weird. And what I've learned doing the show with you, Boca Raton,
is its own, yes.
So it's just like, even people who do well in Boca always say, oh, Boca, like, so to come from like out of the country and go right to Boca, to me, to be mad at the people, that is what Boca is. Like, it's just, people can be happy and they complain about the experience. Like, that's just what it is. So like, to leave bitter, it's like, you were the restaurateur. You came into this ridiculous area without clearly they didn't do the research on the area at all. They assumed, well, we know like the New Yorkers, we know Italian. Okay. Yeah. You New York Italian, and nothing can never touch New York Italian, no matter what you've eaten. But like, that seems weird to me, that people like just jump because they're so good at it there. They just assume they're going to come in here and it's just going to be hit out the park. And I find that so weird, whether it's in entertainment or in the restaurant business, two of the toughest businesses in the world, to just come here and assume what we're all about, and then be mad at the people when they turn you down for what you're forcing. Like, I don't know, that's
well, they went out with guns blazing and not necessarily subscribing to the "don't burn your bridges" concept. I guess they're never going to be operating a restaurant in or around the Boca Raton area again. But it is like you mentioned, well, how would you describe it, Lubie? How and why do you think South Florida is different?
I mean, I put this to Defo. I learned, I didn't know it was different. I'm born and raised here. Like, I just thought I'm South Florida, a guy who's very bitter, but I'm actually not bitter. I don't want to deal with you unless you prove to me you're worth my time. That's South Florida. Like, that's literally what we are. It's not New York who's mean. New York is busy, but they're not mean. I've gotten way better directions in the middle of New York City or any of the boroughs than I've ever gotten in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, or West Palm Beach. New York, they're just about their business, but they're cordial, they're human beings. South Florida, we're animals. And I say weird because I am an original and I'm the epitome of South Floridian. Like, I'm not going to just say hello to you. I don't care about you. Now, if you show me you're not wasting my time, I'll be the sweetest human being in the world. And I feel like that's what South Florida is look, man, you want to come in here and ingratiate yourself to us, we will welcome you as one of our own. But these people who come into South Florida and assume that, well, I've been in Paris, the top 3 food city in the world, and I've been in LA where we started Nobu, and I've been in New York where we have the greatest restaurants in the world. I'm gonna kill it in Boca. Okay. Like, we're such a transient, because that's the other thing too. Is I
Oh,
only
yeah, it's the transients where you get people from everywhere, and they all think where they came from has the only proper way to make whatever it is.
Well, but it's
And
not even
then
American transients, which is what you get in New York and you get in Boston and it's worldwide transients. We get people from the Caribbean. We get people from Central America. We get people from all over the United States. We get people from South America. We get people from all over Europe. Literally, we have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of countries represented here. And everyone, like you just said, feels they know best. So,
and the other problem is you have a lot of wealthy people that move to certain areas, and Boca Raton is one of them. Delray Beach is another. And this air, they're a lot of them are very successful former businessmen, professionals, and then they have too much time on their hand when they're retired, and they think they can do everything better, and they know everything better, and they're not afraid to, tell people what's wrong and how they should be doing things. And my reaction is, great, buy this restaurant and run it any way you want. But I imagine it could get a little bit trying for certain restaurants. There's certain types of people that can handle it, and can manage to win over the local crowd, whatever city it is down in South Florida. And each one has its own unique things. But yeah, but you hit on something, because I've seen a lot of operators come in and they say, we've been successful here, so this is going to be the same thing, just replicate what we did. Same thing happened up in Delray Beach a few years ago with this guy that came in from New York, Long Island, that it was a Tex-Mex concept, and they opened up right on the Intercoastal, right across the way from our friend Burt Rappaport at Deck 84. And I forget the name of this restaurant, but there were like 5 of them across Long Island. And, we went, a couple of people went in there to introduce themselves who were locals and just say, hey, if you need any help or any advice, we could kind of steer you what to do, maybe what some things. This was back when I was working on the Best of Delray app with Dick Steen. A couple of other people who were like local, PR people went in. The guy just brushed them off and said, I know everything. Don't worry. And they lasted less than 6 months. They didn't even make it through a full season. It was really, really shocking. They opened up in December. The food was garbage. The service was horrendous. And they didn't make it to Easter. And I lost my bet. I gave them 6 months. And one of the guys I was with that night said, yeah, they'll be done by Easter. He won the bet. So
well, what's interesting to me is that's not everyone that comes here, right? Like, our friends, the Marx Brothers, are key examples of guys that were extremely successful at what they did in New York, in different parts of New York.
Goldbergs.
And then they came down here. Grandpa's was not what it is now.
Right.
It was hitting interesting times during COVID. They had been going there for years and loved it, but they didn't just jump in and buy it. They didn't just jump in and take it over. When we've talked to both Marks, they ingratiated themselves into this community. They had learned this community, and even then, they were very cautious about how they did things. And what has happened? They've been handsomely rewarded. Grandpa's has now done a massive resurgence, and people appreciate them as New York bagel guys for what they know, and aren't, instead of being upset that they just assumed their New York bagel persona would just bring success. Like, I think is everything here. And look, it's probably every area. I don't know how other areas are. I just know, like, you see people come here a lot assuming they have the keys to success, and it's worked for them wherever they go. And they come here, and it's so funny when you see, like, in radio, we would see this, and they would be these big mockers, and we would just laugh. And like months later, they're like, oh, I can't take it. And we would just like, well, This is not where you can just talk about the backup catcher, like, and get the phone lines lit up. It's like, this is not like the shows that the Mike Francesa would do, where he just ranted for hours and then people automatically just expected it to work. Like, it's just such a different animal here that we actually would rather you act like you don't know than you do. And I don't know if that's good or bad, and I don't know how that is around the country, but that's 100%. Like, the people I've seen restaurant wise that succeed are the ones that are like, look, Reno came from a successful business and he didn't assume he knew how to run.
But he grew up down here,
And
so he has a sense of the people and the lay of
he
the
still
land.
switched gears, and it still felt like he didn't just assume he knew. He's from here. He had done Italian in South Florida his whole life, and it's still, when you hear him talk about the beginning of heritage, he didn't. Everyone gives him crap for being this pompous, confident guy. He doesn't talk about that at the beginning of heritage. He had an idea. He thought it would work, but he was very cautious and respectful of the area and what can and cannot work. Like, the people who come in here just assuming they know, good luck. Like, those are the, like, look at Peter.
Look,
Peter is his time coming from Long Island, knowing pizza, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna do the water because that's what they talk about. But what else? Like, he's been very smart about picking and choosing what he does. And I think as South Floridians, we respect that and appreciate that more than people that tell us what they know and who they know.
Yeah, but like Reno says, the customer is not always right, and you gotta have to have clear boundaries and markers of, there are things that people can, make a issue of, that is valid, and then there are some people who just fly off the handle and do it in a way that's so hostile and rude that you're gonna just get thrown out by Reno. So it is a different this it's totally a different area. I don't know if it's the humidity, if that breeds all kinds of warpedness, fungal growth in the brain. I don't know. Also, a lot of people have come here from other places escaping bad situations, and it's the whole, we're the catch basin of America, and now really the world, where all the dregs come here, and so you don't know who's a good operator and who's maybe a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. People escaping there thinking this would be a good hideaway. I wish you luck.
Yeah, like certain chefs who got Michelin stars at their restaurants in West Palm Beach before almost killing their wife for a second time, a different wife. But anyway, allegedly.
Yeah.
Now, this was a tweet the other day, which I think kind of sums up, not particularly about restaurants, but I think it sums up about how different things are here and how crazy it is. And this was it was shared with me by a friend, but it was a tweet from a guy who said, Miami International Airport isn't an airport, it's a simulation. TSA is yelling in Spanish at a guy in Gucci slides because his box TV set, quote, isn't a carry-on. The Spirit Gate agent is also an Instagram influencer. A Santeria candle is burning in the men's room. A baby stroller is full of croquetas. Every speaker is playing Bad Bunny, and your gate smells like weed, baccarat, and beef empanadas. Welcome to MIA. That's basically South Florida in a nutshell. And love it or leave it. I've been here for 36 years, and I've grown to embrace the strangeness. I think Defo has too, and Lubie, as a native Floridian, it sounds like you're wrestling with your identity, but you've come to accept it, right?
No, that's the thing, is I actually am all about it. That's the problem. Like, I was in Tallahassee, and it was interesting for the first few months, everyone saying hello to you and driving 15 miles an hour. It was like down here when our friends from Montreal and Quebec come down here. Like, that was Tallahassee all the time. And it was nice for like 6 months. And I did 5 years there getting my master's. And then I was happy to come back to South Florida because I'm not that friendly. Like, I don't want to say hello to every human. You walk into a store, oh, hello. Okay, leave me alone. Like, I embrace my South Floridaness very strongly. And again, I'm not one of those, like, the jokes now, we're full, don't come, because of property values. And, we got loaded during COVID. I disagree. I'm open to anyone coming to South Florida. I love people sharing our area. I don't believe the heat is as scary as people think. I think ice for 5 months of the year is a lot scarier. I think earthquakes are a lot scarier. I think tornadoes are a lot scarier. So I'm very proud of this region, and I'm very happy for whoever decides to come here.
I
But
think ice is scaring a lot of people in this region now too,
yeah,
but it's a
exactly.
different kind of
Exactly,
ice.
different
Yeah,
kind of ice.
that's
I'm wary of those who don't give themselves time to learn the area, because you will have a lot of people that do that in every walk of life. And I actually find it funny at this point. And like Defo pointed out to me. So now I watch it and I'm like, okay, like, it's not us, it's you. Like when they're like, oh, Boca. Yeah, that's what Boca is, though. Like worldwide, people know what Boca is. So if you're not appreciating it or trying to work with it for what it is, then that's you. Like Boca's not going to change for you. You have to change for Boca.
yeah. You gotta, I guess, adjust to your market and be sensitive to what their particular needs are. In that case of Boca, it's a lot of needs, a lot of neediness. And it's funny though because yeah, I was talking this morning. I got together and had a cup of cappuccino with our friend Angelo Elia,
Oh, nice.
presenting sponsor today, and he's running a restaurant in Boca Raton now, going on for over 10 years. His original location has been there for 30 years, but he was just saying that you know we're we try to be the best, we try to improve every day, but we never think we're the best. We're not the
Bingo.
best, and like if you take that attitude with your customers, then hopefully they will work with you, and you try to make improvements, and you try to listen to their feedback, and if it's constructive and valid, then you go from there. So he does a great job. He's the presenting sponsor today, and I wanted to mention a couple of things. Casa D'Angelo, 3 locations, open for dinner every night. It is just spectacular food, service, the wine list. I mean, every year they're awarded awards by Wine Spectator magazine, and they're going to be having a couple of good wine dinners coming up in the next few weeks. Next week at the Fort Lauderdale flagship, they have a Concha y Toro wine dinner. That's one of the good producers out of, I believe it's Argentina, South America. They produce some really good wines. It's going to be next Thursday, July 24th. And then next month, all 3 locations are going to be having a wine dinner featuring La Rioja Alta, which I also think is South American wine. And he loves putting together these great wine dinners with multiple courses, great food. Go online to casa-d-angelo.com to book your reservation for the wine dinner or just for any night. And when you go in there, tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, let's take our first break, and we'll come back with more on the Lunchbox after these words.
Hey Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligan's, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Guess who's back and better than ever? Juan's. For the best in classic old school Chinese cuisine, a family-run South Florida favorite since 1966. It's at 664 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Chef Alex is carrying on the family tradition that started 4 generations ago. It used to be known as Christina Juan's Mandarin House, and you're going to love it as Juan's. They've got all your favorites: wonton soup, spare ribs, egg rolls, dumplings, Peking duck, and more. Combo lunch specials daily and takeout and delivery. For more information, go to their Instagram page at wans.fl. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Looking for inspired comfort food in a cozy setting? Blue Collar in Miami is the place to go. Located at 6789 Biscayne Boulevard, it moved to bigger digs a year ago, now has full liquor, and still features all your old favorites from chef owner Danny Surfer. Fantastic burgers, the braise of the day, and the city's best key lime pie. And the summer specials are sizzling with BOGO lunch sandwiches every weekday from noon to 5 p.m. in June and July, Miami Spice menu in August, September, and drink specials every day. Open daily with weekend brunch. For reservations and information, go to bluecollarmiami.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, upscale food and a down-home setting, the chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have daily happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. All right, we are back on the Lunchbox. It is 1:30 on July 17th, 2025. We are now closer to the year 2050 than we were to the turn of the century in the year 2000. You're getting a little blurry on me there, unless I'm having a blackout or a sugar thing. Are you okay? Can we hear you, Lubie?
I hear you. I hope you hear me.
Okay.
I don't know.
No, I
Seems
don't
fine
know
to
if
me.
it's I could be having
No.
a low sugar
There
situation,
you
but
go.
that's okay. So one of the things that came across the transom on Let's Eat this morning, it's one of these topics that whenever people throw it out, they just love to chime in. Fried chicken, fried chicken. I know we've discussed fried chicken a lot in the past, and somebody was just looking for good fried chicken in Fort Lauderdale. And, I'm sad to say that one of the places that was serving some of the better fried chicken in Fort Lauderdale itself, Food Republic, is now no longer with us. And it's
Oh, really?
it was,
Oh, geez.
yeah, it was on the east side that was started by Nicole, who also owned and operated or it was actually Hellenic Republic in Coral Springs. Hellenic Republic is in the middle of a move. They lost their lease, but they're going to be reopening and they're going to be rebranded soon as just Hellenic. But the Food Republic, it's kind of it's a sad story where there was, I guess, a little bit of some I guess things that happen between partners that maybe caused some confusion and consternation. And Nicole decided she was no longer going to be involved with it. And then they didn't have a chef, and the other partners ended up shutting it down, which big loss. It was only open for about I don't even know, for a full year, but it had a kind of loyal clientele, and they did a great fried chicken platter. So in Fort Lauderdale, that leaves it to places like Batch, which we love their chicken and waffles. They don't do straight fried chicken. It's only with the chicken and waffles. But if you're not in the mood for the waffles, just box those up and bring them home for
Yeah.
breakfast the next day. That's it. And then some of the usual suspects. A place that I've still never been is called Kesey's. And they used to have like 2 locations right there in Lauderdale by the Sea up near Defo. Have you ever tried the Kesey's fried chicken or Kesey's overall there, Defo?
I have. It's excellent.
It is okay, because I've heard nothing but good things. But it's one of those places, like, it seems like they're hour like, I don't know, they don't have the fried chicken earlier in the day, you gotta get it after 5, and so I've never been able to actually sample it, and then in the whole discussion, people start bringing in the fried tender places and the new place called Cluck Face, which has opened up, and to me, I don't consider anything without bones fried chicken.
Exactly.
Those are chicken tenders or chicken strips, and Luby, you're an expert in that, having gone to FSU, because that's basically what 80% of the diet of Seminole students.
Guthrie's, exactly. I love Guthrie's, but it wasn't fried chicken. It was a chicken finger.
Right. And when you don't have the bone, you lose a lot of the flavor.
That's not
Uh,
fried chicken.
do you have any personal choices or favorites in the, let's say, northwestern areas of Broward?
I
Stumping.
Shirley's not a big fried chicken. She's just not a big fried chicken person. So like we don't just get fried chicken. Look, again, Publix actually, as much as we slam Publix for a lot of things, and I've never been a pub sub guy, I do like their fried chicken. Like when it comes to quote unquote fast food fried chicken, I like churches. I know it's always in certain areas of town, but I've always loved churches. And I like Publix as good as any other fast food fried chicken. Real deal fried chicken places, like I don't know. Like I just go to, if I want fried chicken, I go to Batch. Like that's just, Del Rey's like 15 minutes from here. Fort Lauderdale's like 30. And I like Batch. To me, I know it's elevated dining and they do a lot of fantastic things. They also do as good as fried chicken as I've ever had. And I've been throughout the South, and I've tried the one that's in Pompano that was really good that you guys told me about. Batch is just up there. Like they do a really good job, a lot of flavor. You don't have to do anything to it. Out west, I don't know. Like I don't really eat fried chicken out here very often.
So, when you're talking about the chains and fast food, like, I happen to like Popeyes. I think their fried chicken is pretty good. You're a Church's guy. I always found there used to be a Church's around the corner from my old house, and it was, you'd have to let's say, bring
That's
some
greasy. Oh,
Pepto and
that's
a
greasy.
paper towels to sop up
It's
it was
very
greasy,
that's
but
very greasy.
I happen to like Popeyes. I do like Publix fried chicken, but when it comes to restaurants, some places only offer it on like 1 day a week, Sunday nights. Okay, the downtown Fort Lauderdale Shuck and Dive. They do a fried chicken dinner on Sundays at Shuck and Dive. That is excellent. Also, a Sunday only fried chicken dinner with the fancy place up in Palm Beach, Bucan, where I just went for the first time. And we went on a Sunday and we got their fried chicken platter. And it was also stupendous with like house made collard greens, mashed potatoes, and baked beans on the side of this huge platter, 4 pieces of chicken. So it's like I don't know if you call that a half chicken. No, it's like almost a whole chicken. It was like $38. Considering like enough to feed 2 people easily. So Buchan, and then some of my favorites, hole in the wall place, Fran's Chicken Haven in Boca Raton on Federal Highway. It's been there since the early '60s. Hole in the wall, where you just kind of grab and go, or there's a couple of tables that you could eat outside. And then high end Lock Bar, which is in Meisner, right next to where Max's Grill is. But Lock Bar, owned and operated by a group out of Baltimore, Maryland, and they make what's known as Maryland fried chicken, which is coming out of a pressure cooker fryer, similar to the way they do it at Batch. And the fried chicken they have at Lock Bar is among my favorites in South Florida. It's better than Joe's Stone Crab. I know a lot of people love Joe's because they offer it like $8.95. It's like it's like their lost leader for people that can't afford the stone crabs. Or you could get like
A
one
lot of
stone
can't
crab.
afford. A
And you
lot
get
of people
like,
don't. Like my sister-in-law does not eat seafood at all. So like if you're at Joe's, there's literally nothing else for her but to eat the fried. Like we haven't been with her, but I'm saying if I was to take her there, the fried chicken is really all she can eat. Like the rest of what they're known for is seafood of some kind. So I actually do appreciate the. I mean, the price is nuts, but that they have it and it's such high quality because there are people that don't like seafood.
yeah, and speaking of downtown Fort Lauderdale itself, Catch and Cut, Kim Bokamper's place that has the former executive chef of Joe's Stone Crab now working for them, and he's put a fried chicken on the menu, and I had it at a Sunday brunch when I went, and it was also really, really good. So yeah, those are there's no shortage of fried chicken. And again, I am a purist. I consider fried chicken only things that are on the bone. There's a place that won the Sun Sentinel's best fried chicken competition up near your neck of the woods, Cooking the Cork there on Sample Road, which I happen to like them a lot,
Yeah,
but
doesn't
it's
have a
more
bone.
of a Korean fried chicken that's boneless. So it's again, it's more of like a chicken strip tender. Had a very nice coating, but to me, it's got to have the bone. If you don't have the bone, you don't have the true fried chicken flavor. Lubie is flying the coop. I guess he's trying to either corral his cats or fix it. Well, his screen has resolved itself. There he goes. Um, but we hope that everybody can find the fried chicken that you need. All right, getting back to sandwiches, which is now being debated by the Sun Sentinel in terms of who has the best sandwich. And I know one of the five finalists that does not, Jersey Mike's, no offense. But our friend Phil Morrow from the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival chimed in. He sent me a text this morning saying there's a relatively new sandwich shop in Hollywood, downtown Hollywood on Polk Street, and it's called La Sosta. And he was raving about it. And he said this place is insane, the sandwich work that they're doing there. So I'll be happy to check that place out. But too new to get included in the Sun Sentinels top five. And another place, based on comments and thinking about it, I just think it's too bad that Andrew and Seaside Subs up in Deerfield Beach in the Cove shopping complex. He does a great job with all kinds of subs, hot subs with his chicken vodka parm. And also, he does like a roast beef melt that's excellent. He does cold cut subs, but I guess it's just kind of too small, and he hasn't been around a lot, so it did not get enough nominations to make the final cut. But if it was up to me, they would have made it instead of Jersey Mike's. I think. Luby, do you think somebody in particular got robbed or?
I just didn't, especially since we went through Sandwich and all these other places. I thought it was weird that I get it. Like, look, 2J's won the matzo ball thing. They're a chain. Like, chains are known, they're established for a reason. So I get that they have their favorites or their fans. Sorry. But to me, and when we're this area that has such great subs, hoagies, grinders, whatever you call them, and sandwich shops, like you should be able to find five. Like, we named like 10. Like, I find it hard that there wasn't five that really shined above.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, that's a debate for another day. Speaking of debates, I guess there was a little bit of a controversy this past weekend. They had actually two different food competitions and festivals taking place across town from each other, also in Boca. But one was the Boca Burger Battle, which has been a thing for 12 years. The other was a chicken wing battle. And our friend Jeffrey Lemmerman from Jeffrey Eats in Boca decided to throw his hat in the ring in the wing competition instead of the burgers. And he ended up winning the People's Choice Award for a wing. He came up with what he called like a sexy, creamy buffalo sauce for his wings. He won the People's Choice, and our friends at Windy City Pizza in Del Rey won the Judges Award for. They had this kind of a riff on a chicken wing that had all kinds of stuff going on with it. But congrats to those two. But the controversy came at the Boca Burger Battle, and apparently the People's Choice went to a place out of Pompano called The Vault, which opened up in a former bank, and it's a place I've been meaning to get to. I don't know if anybody's been there. Have you heard of it? The Vault in Pompano.
I've heard of it. I haven't been there. I've heard of it.
It's right across the street from that South restaurant, Mike Linder's Southern restaurant. But across the street from South is a place called The Vault. And I think it opened up about 6 months ago. And again, they call it The Vault because it's a form of a bank. And I think they built the restaurant into what used to be the restaurant's big vault and safe deposit boxes. But anyway, they put together a burger that won the People's Choice. Defo, have you been there? Have you heard of it? Anybody know that you know?
I have not.
Okay. It's on my list of places to check out. But the controversy came because the judges, and I was not one of the judges. I judged the competition 1 year. But the judging panel they had awarded the best burger to Duffy's, and it caused a lot of, I guess, surprise and among the crowd when it was announced, and also on the Let's Eat group when some people posted about it. And I've been to Duffy's a couple of times, and I got to tell you, not it's a great place to drink cold beer and watch a ball game. It's a quintessential sports bar, but I didn't love their food, and I've had their burgers, and it's nothing to write home about. So I don't know what they did at the competition, but all I know is that Jeffrey put a comment in saying, "Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder," and that's exactly why I don't compete in that competition anymore. And some of these competitions, you do wonder, when they tabulate the votes and who's doing what. Don't want to cast any aspersions, but things that make you scratch your heads. Have you had Duffy's burgers, Luby?
I
And
usually I haven't had Duffy's, I think, in like 20 years. Like or 15 years. Like in my 20s, I definitely liked Duffy's. I thought they were solid for a sports bar. Problem is, like, to me, Flanagan's is better in my area. I like Landlubbers as much, if not more.
oh, by the way,
Quarterback.
there was love for landlubbers on the Let's Eat group. Did you
I
see
heard
that?
they were very grateful, and supposedly they got like hammered after it.
Oh, they did. Jeez.
Yeah, they got like they got really like they got a nice rush, and people were openly saying, "Yeah, we heard from you on Let's Eat." And I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
that's
good.
like." The servers came over to me and were like, "Cause we're cool, we've been doing this trivia for like 2-3 years now, so like we're cool with all the staff." And they were like grateful. I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I'm glad. I did anything, but you can give me credit if you want." They're like, "No, we know you do stuff with Let's Eat," and like there was a post, I guess, because I saw people chime in. Landlubbers on some posts when they were talking about burgers and they were talking about wings. And they're like, no, there was actually a post about us, and like a ton of people came in because of it. So I thought that was cool.
That is cool. It's nice to move the needle, especially in the middle of the summer for some of these local places. Now, you could give yourself a plug. You're going to be there tonight, right?
We're there starting at 6:30 tonight. Landlubbers is on Pine Island Road and Sunrise Boulevard in Plantation, Florida.
And it's your world famous trivia night. You and Ken, the professor.
It's different. If you've ever done trivia, it is different. If you've ever watched or listened to Ken, he's been on this show and our morning show a lot over the years. It's his mind for the world to see.
Yeah, and the musical clues in his mind. It's
very different. It's not, because I've hosted trivia where it's very like for more targeted for like a young audience and a young audience alone. What's good about his trivia is people of all ages really enjoy it, because between the music, he throws like all areas of life in there, and he tries to make it fun and he tries to make it different. So we have a good time, and we'd love for any of you to come and try it and check it out.
That's every Thursday night at Landlubbers in Plantation. And how long have you been doing it with him?
We started, when did you, like 2022, 2021? It was like right out.
Oh, that's it. Like during COVID. Okay.
Landlubbers, we started right like as COVID was on, but not raging. So it might have been 2000. I think it's 3.5 years, but we've been doing this trivia because we were doing it at in Pompano for years. And we've been doing the trivia since like 2012 or 13.
Nice. Oh, so yeah, that's well over a decade.
We're doing it over 10 years. Just that there was like 2-3 years.
Nice. It's a lot of fun, and I noticed now a lot of places are embracing it. It seems like younger people do want to get together and have game nights and trivia nights and things like that, which is encouraging to see. People actually wanting to get together in the flesh and not just sit at home and play video games or watch streaming services. So it's all good. All right, we're going to take our second break, but before we do it, again, I want to welcome our newest sponsor to the Lunchbox. We're going to have a actual video ad that will be ready to go tomorrow, and we're going to be in there to do a show this Monday at 2 p.m. And I'm talking about Eat Thai. Eat Thai is just recently moved to a new location in our favorite city today, Boca Raton. And Chef Sopanup, he has been operating really good, high quality Thai food for almost a decade. He was in Delray Beach, lost his lease, and now is taken up at 6299 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. And it's great because He's restored the place beautifully. He's now has full liquor, so he has a bar with craft cocktails and hopefully all the grapefruit juice that Defo cares to drink with his vodka. And besides that, it's basically a hip, modern spot with authentic Thai street food and also some creative, innovative dishes. He's got spicy oxtail soup, Thai bouillabaisse, shrimp ceviche with Thai flavorings, and also some of the classic noodle dishes like the pad Thai, the drunken noodles. He also does a house-made garlic noodles that he does with certain of his dishes, and they're great. So check it out. They're open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Go to eatthaiflorida.com for more info, and we'll see you there on Monday afternoon for a Lunchbox show where we'll welcome Sopanut and his crew to the official Lunchbox family. All right, let's take that second and final break today. We'll come back to wrap up this edition of the Lunchbox. When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk and Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. The finest quality, warm hospitality, and world-class creativity. Those are the ingredients that make Daniel's, a Florida steakhouse, a special place. Come experience the restaurant that's Michelin Guide recommended and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved, with an impressive collection of steaks, seafood, and more, like their foie gras creme brulee. Daniel's is located at 620 South Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, just south of the New River Tunnel, open Tuesday through Sunday for dinner. For reservations and information, go to danielssteak.com. Hey, it's Mayo here for Prezzo Italian Restaurants. 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. Contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In Garlic We Trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days, featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information, go to eatprezzo.com. All right, we're back on the lunchbox, and just a reminder, a gentle reminder, that we have a couple of events coming up that we're taking part in. The Lunchbox Brunch Bash at Gulfstream Park is going to be Sunday, July 27th. And even if you're not a contest winner, you could come on out and enjoy a great day at the races with an all-day buffet. The dessert bar there is worth the price of admission alone, but then you also get the omelet bar, all kinds of entrees, some pastas, some salads. It's a great deal and a great day. If you want to come out, and it's going to be only $44 per person, plus tax and tip. Again, that's a 20% discount from the usual $55 that they charge for the Sunday buffet at Gulfstream. But just send me an email, mikemayoeats@gmail.com, with the number of people in your party, and then you'll just show up and pay on the day of. And we're going to have a good crew out there, some contest winners. I'll be out there along with Lubie, and it's going to be a grand old time. Simulcast racing from Saratoga, along with live racing right there at Gulfstream Park, 10 Palms. We're going to be there tomorrow, and we're going to have a special guest coming out, Arlene Borenstein, who used to be at the Sun Sentinel. She actually followed me after I left the Sun Sentinel. She came in and was their food reporter for a while. She also was a TV veteran, worked for Channel 6, NBC. Now she's working for the city of Hollywood in their communications department. But Hollywood is great. It's one of those cities that has a 4-day work week, Monday through Thursday. So Fridays she has free. So she said she can come on out and not even get in trouble with her bosses because it's an off day. So looking forward to catching up with Arlene. She'll be telling, she knows a lot about the food world, and she also will tell us about what's going on in Hollywood. I think Hollyweird is celebrating their 100th anniversary.
Oh, wow.
That is a big occasion. The centennial for Hollywood will be out at 10 Palms tomorrow. And if you want to join us again on the 27th, mikemayoeats@gmail.com. And then we have on Saturday, August 9th, we are going to be having the Pearl Jam by the Sea celebration of oysters and bubbles. It's going to be a Bellini bar. We'll see if we get the grape juice. I've never combined sparkling wine with grapefruit juice, but there'll be peach nectar, peach juice, orange juice, mimosas, all the things that you like for a brunch service. General admission tickets available with a $10 off discount if you use the promo code Lunchbox. Go online now to oysterpearljam.eventbrite.com to get your tickets. VIP tickets still available. It's going to be a great time. Again, August 9th from 12 to 3 p.m. at Even Keel Fish Shack in Lauderdale by the Sea, co-presented by our friends at Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. Portion of the proceeds will be going to the Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital, which is always a good thing. Oh, I see Todd Cazzato was on the chat line earlier. Todd is involved in the racing game, and one of his horses that he's partners in ran at Saratoga yesterday. He alerted me to this yesterday. The horse is named Double Your Money. So I threw a couple of shekels, win place money, along with some exactas back and forth. And what happens? Of course, he ends up finishing third. He was making a resurgence, thought he was maybe going to get second, and then the final strides got surpassed. So thank you, Todd. Once again, this time it wasn't Double Your Money. The horse should be renamed Vaporize Your Money. That's what happened to me, but I appreciate it. And I kid because I love Todd. Keep telling me.
There's another one today.
Yeah, I'll keep going back to the well.
No LMN.
See what happens. When was the last time a tip came in for you, Defo? Have you had any good ones lately?
0 lifetime.
But it's always nice to have something to root for.
Yeah, that's fine.
And again, wager responsibly, because even if you win now, you'll be taxed for 10% of your winnings, even if you've lost 100% of what you bring in. Thank you to the new big beautiful bill. It's doing a great job. Yeah, congrats to Mike Mizrahi. South Floridian, born and bred, and he won the World Series of Poker main event for $10 million. But that means even if he loses $11 million this year and he tries to write off his losings against his winnings, he's still going to get taxed at 10% of the $10 million. So he'll have to pay income tax on $1 million. Of course, right now, hopefully he keeps most of it and we'll have to pay some income tax on it. But he's, his family from the Aventura, Hollywood area. His mom used to be a poker dealer at Dania Highlight when they first started poker rooms in Florida under Jeb Bush. His mom was a dealer at Dania and dealt me hands. I
That's funny.
knew my mama Mizrahi a little bit, and then of course Michael and his brother Robert. Robert is older and had success in the poker world first, and now Michael is a Hall of Famer. He had a massive World Series of Poker run this year. Not only did he win the main event for 10 million, but he also won the $50,000 buy-in poker players championship. And I think he took home a prize, first place prize of like 2 or 3 million for that. But that's the one that the pros, like the high rolling pros play. And that is a very prestigious title. So upon him winning the main event yesterday, after winning the poker players championship, by unanimous vote, all the current members living in the Poker Hall of Fame voted in Michael Mizrahi on the spot.
Oh
So
wow,
he was immediately granted a spot in the
that's
Poker
amazing.
Hall of Fame after winning $10 million. So that's a good day for him.
It's a
You know,
great day. Jeez.
it's a great day. I'm not sure where he's living now. His official residence might be Las Vegas or might still be in the Miramar, Hollywood area, but he is one of South Florida's own, and that's exciting. And yeah, Defo, I'm going to have to try my luck next year. I'm going to pencil it in. I'm going to try to satellite my way in for like $500 or 1,000, but maybe I'll take the plunge. And once in my life, it's a bucket list thing. It's something that every poker player should aspire to. Like every person in the Islamic faith must go to Mecca and Medina once in their lifetime. Every poker player has to play the World Series of Poker main event once in their lifetime. So it's coming up soon. Is there any bucket list item for you, Adifo, that you haven't gotten to in terms of the gambling realms?
Too close to the bucket.
He doesn't want to. He has lots and lots and lots of them.
Well, you are going to Vegas. Is that Vegas trip coming to fruition in a couple of weeks?
Yep. Gonna be going out there.
Okay. Just have a good time. Do you know the date? It's probably might coincide when I'm going to be up in Saratoga for a couple of days too, which is going to be good. But just have a good time out there. Don't roll any sevens.
Exactly.
And Lubie, tomorrow we'll see you and Defo at Gulfstream 10 Palms, our Friday fun place. Till then, everybody, enjoy every sandwich.